objectives of the second African Forum on Urban Forests are to foster open discussions about urban forestry and to formulate practical strategies as well as policies for achieving sustainable urban forestry across Africa as a continent, but also to showcase inspiring examples of best practices throughout the continent, as well as to build a capacity amongst participants and policymakers, as well as bureaucrats that are actually working in local government across the continent. Johannesburg makes a suitable host for the conference because it's well known of its green canopy. It's one of the few man-made forests, which is actually also is a city that has actually led on initiatives that seek to bridge the divide, sustainable divide that originates from its past, in its history and the history of South Africa. And it has actually led the charge on initiatives and efforts that seek to actually bridge the green divide. It's regarded as a leader in its efforts of bringing environmental justice, mostly to previously marginalized communities, and actually its policies have seen some result in ensuring that certain communities have actually seen the advantages of green. Actually, forests are very crucial, particularly in Africa, because they actually have benefits, particularly in the urban environment, that are well known, including ensuring that there's improved water and air quality. It actually combats what is called urban heat wave effect, and also contributing to the establishment and the maintenance of biodiversity, ensuring food security, as well as flood and stormwater management. One of the most important, again, is ensuring that these urban forests and the environments that they create contribute to social cohesion. The reception dinner that is actually going to be held to pay tribute to two of the stalwarts on urban greening in Africa, the late Professor Wangari Maathai, as well as the former executive mayor of Johannesburg, Mr. Amos Masondo, who both have been instrumental in the greening initiatives in the continent of Africa. As you know, Professor Maathai, a legendary environmentalist and a Nobel laureate, will be celebrated for her contribution in terms of turning the tide against deforestation in Africa and actually ensuring that she establishes an environmentalist movement that actually supports reforestation throughout Africa. And that work is work that has to be celebrated because it actually created a platform for greening initiatives in Africa. While Amos Masondo will be applauded for his visionary leadership as a city mayor and the impact of his policies in ensuring sustainability in Johannesburg, as well as the greening initiatives in historically marginalized areas, Soweto in particular. One of the outcomes that we seek as Johannesburg, we want the conference to leave a legacy. So the executive mayor, Councillor Dada Morero, is actually using this conference as a springboard to launch his campaign to actually plant 1 million trees in Johannesburg over a period of 5 years. So we're actually going to launch that program with the planting of more than 250,000 trees during the year 2025, as well as actually having a career day. The career day is aimed at ensuring that we groom and we expose learners to careers in the green environment, to careers in climate change practices, because there's so many that are actually there. And also we will actually make sure that all of the global initiatives that are going to be outcomes of the conference have actually been provided for future generations to be able to advance that. So that career day is important because it actually exposes our learners and children of what is possible within the green spaces. The outcomes is we're sharing experiences with African cities throughout. We will also be sharing best practices. And what we actually hope is that we're actually going to formulate policies that will guide cities across Africa and in South Africa in particular in the development of planning and strategies, as well as instruments that is actually going to encourage and protect urban forestry, but also to actually come up with policies and plans on the funding instruments for urban forestry within the urban environment, as part of the climate change policies and programs, and as well as the funding instruments that relate to that. And that will include issues such as carbon credit, etc.